Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. All peace of Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Ah, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Krishna, I want to hear about Krishna's qualities, and to chant and feel the presence of the Lord within myself and outside. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. The Lord is completely independent, and He can withhold His mercy also. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Lord Chaitanya prays that you're always my worshipful Lord, even if you leave me brokenhearted by not being present before me, or treat me roughly by your embrace. You're always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So we take lesson from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These different emotions that devotees have sometimes might be very intoxicated, exhilarated, and just party time. And then other times it can be a quiet time, Hare Krishna, Hare, reflective time, Hare Krishna, Hare, where the party's over there and kind of a little removed from a lot of the activity and commotion that's going on around you. Hare Krishna, Hare, and just trying to hear and chant about Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna. And now, especially this time of year, oh my goodness, the Christmas, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's a three-ring circus everywhere. Everyone's all hepped up and all excited about everything. Hare Krishna. I don't usually get caught up in that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. As a matter of fact, I never get caught up. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So I'm going to read from the Nectar Devotion. It's the summary study of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna, said to be an incarnation of Srimati Radharani. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. So, if the mood is separation of Radharani and separation from Krishna, and it'd be good to hear about Krishna, to know what this personality is that we're feeling separation from. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. So read a little bit. Jai Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Krishna. Causeless mercy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So there's a long list of qualities that Lord Krishna has, and we've read about them. There's like a little bit of a discussion about each one. We've read up to Hare Krishna, 24 qualities. So those 24 qualities that I've already read about are: Krishna has beautiful bodily features, auspicious characteristics, pleasing, effulgent, ever youthful, he's a wonderful linguist, he's truthful, Hare Krishna, pleasing talker, fluent in all languages, highly learned, highly intelligent, a genius, artistic, clever, expert, grateful, determined, seer by the authority of the scriptures, pure, self-controlled, steadfast, and forbearing. So the 25th characteristic of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is forgiving. A person who can tolerate all kinds of offenses from the opposite party is known to be forgiving. Lord Krishna's forgiving quality is described in the Mahabharata in connection with his forbidding the killing of Shishupal. King Shishupal was the monarch of the Chedi kingdom, and although he happened to be a cousin of Krishna, he was always envious of him. Whenever they would meet, Shishupal would try to insult Krishna and call him ill names as much as possible. In the arena of the Rajasuya sacrifice of Maharaj Yudhishthira, when Shishupal began to call Lord Krishna ill names, Krishna did not care and remained silent. Some of the people at the arena were prepared to kill Shishupal, but Krishna restricted them. He was so forgiving. It is said that when there is a thundering sound in the clouds, the mighty lion immediately replies with his thundering roar. But the lion doesn't care when all the foolish jackals begin to make their less important sounds. Sri Yamunacharya praises Krishna's power of forgiveness with the following statement. My dear Lord Ramachandra, you are so merciful to have excused the crow's clawing on the nipples of Janaki simply because of his bowing down before you. Evidently, the Lord's eternal consort was attacked by this crow. Once Indra, the king of heaven, assumed the form of a crow and attacked Sita, Janaki, Lord Ramachandra's wife, by striking her on the breast. This was certainly an insult to the universal mother Sita, and Lord Ramachandra was immediately prepared to kill the crow. But because later on the crow bowed down before the Lord, he excused his offense. Sri Yamunacharya further says in his prayers that the forgiving power of Lord Krishna is even greater than that of Lord Ramachandra, because Shishupal was always in the habit of insulting Krishna, not only in one lifetime, but continually throughout 3 lifetimes. Still, Krishna was so kind that he gave Shishupal the salvation of merging into his existence. From this we can understand that the goal of the monist to merge into the effulgence of the Supreme is not a very difficult problem. Persons like Shishupal, who are consistently inimical to Krishna, can also get this liberation. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So Krishna is forgiving. He forgave Shishupal for his insults, although in the end he did kill him. But he gave him liberation. And he forgave the crow that attacked Sita, his eternal consort, when he appeared as Sri Ramachandra. And the crow was actually Indra. There's probably a lot more to that pastime, but to illustrate the Lord's power of forgiveness. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. The next quality of Krishna is grave. A person who does not express his mind to everyone, or whose mental activity and plan of action are very difficult to understand, is called grave. After Lord Sri Krishna had been offended by Brahma, was when Lord Brahma stole the boys and the calves and the cows and put them in caves to test to see if this personality of Krishna was actually the Supreme Lord. So that was very offensive for him to do that. So after Lord Sri Krishna had been offended by Brahma, Brahma prayed to him to be excused. But in spite of his offering nice prayers to Krishna, Brahma could not understand whether Krishna was satisfied or still dissatisfied. In other words, Krishna was so grave that he did not take the prayers of Brahma very seriously. Another instance of Krishna's gravity is found in connection with his love affairs with Radharani. Krishna has always been very silent about his love affairs with Radharani. So much so that Baladev, Krishna's elder brother and constant companion, could not understand the transformations of Krishna on account of his gravity. Hare Krishna. So, grave, a person who does not express his mind to everyone. Difficult to understand is called grave. So Krishna has that quality. 27, self-satisfied. A person who is fully satisfied in himself without any hankering and who is not agitated even in the presence of serious cause for distress is called self-satisfied. An example of Krishna's self-satisfaction was exhibited when he, Arjuna, and Bhima went to challenge Jarasandha, the formidable king of Magadha. And Krishna gave all credit to Bhima for the killing of Jarasandha. From this, we can understand that Krishna never cares at all for fame, although no one can be more famous. So in that battle, Krishna guided Bhima in how to kill the king. There was a special technique for killing that particular person that only Krishna knew that person's weakness. And although Bhima was doing the actual fighting, Krishna told him the special weakness of this King Jarasandha that allowed Bhima to actually kill him. But Krishna didn't want to take any credit for it. And he insisted that Bhima get the credit for killing Jarasandha, although he wouldn't have been able to unless Krishna had told him that special secret. This is self-satisfied. An example of his not being disturbed was shown when Shishupal began to call him ill names. All the kings and brahmanas assembled at the sacrificial arena of Maharaj Yudhisthira became perturbed and immediately wanted to satisfy Krishna by offering nice prayers. But all these kings and brahmins could not discover any disturbance in Krishna's person. So they wanted to smooth over the atmosphere because the Shishupal was hurling all kinds of abuse, but Krishna wasn't disturbed. They couldn't find any disturbance in Krishna, even though Shishupal was going on, saying all sorts of nasty things. 28. Possessing equilibrium. A person who is unaffected by attachment and envy is said to possess equilibrium. An example of Krishna's equilibrium is given in the 10th canto, the Bhagavatam, in connection with his chastising Kaliya, the 100-headed serpent. While Kaliya was being severely punished, all of his wives appeared before the Lord and prayed as follows. My dear Lord, you have descended to punish all kinds of demoniac living creatures. Our husband, this Kaliya, is a greatly sinful creature, and so your punishment for him is quite appropriate. We know that your punishment for your enemies and your dealings with your sons are both the same. We know that it is in thinking of the future welfare of this condemned creature that you have chastised him. In another prayer it is said, my dear Lord Krishna, best of all the Kuru dynasty, you are so impartial that if even your enemy is qualified, you will reward him. And if one of your sons is a culprit, you will chastise him. This is your business because you are the supreme author of universes. You have no partiality. If anyone finds any partiality in your characteristics, he is surely mistaken. Okay, so that's how that can be understood, equilibrium. A person who is unaffected by attachment and envy is said to possess equilibrium. So unaffected by attachment. So the first example of Kaliya, the Lord was punishing this Kaliya serpent who was in the waters, poisoning the waters of the sacred river, and was punishing him and eventually banished him, made him leave. The queens of this Kaliya serpent, his wives, acknowledge that the punishment for Kaliya is impartial, that Krishna, they acknowledge that Krishna's dealings with his enemies or his friends or family members, they're all equal. It's not out of attachment, which matches the verses in other places that say that describe how as they approach me, I reward them accordingly. So Kaliya is acting in a demonic way, so then he gets the response from Krishna that a demon would get. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But it's not out of partiality. He's equal. Hare Krishna. And then the second example also of someone is speaking. It's a prayer. It doesn't say where it's from. That Krishna is impartial, so that even if an enemy is qualified, he'll be rewarded. And if a family member or a son behaves inappropriately, then he's going to get chastised. So it's not, it's according to, there's no favoritism there in that sense. And Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. He's fair, like that. Magnanimous. Oh, okay. Any person who is very charitably disposed is called magnanimous. When Krishna was reigning over Dwarka, he was so magnanimous and charitably disposed that there was no limit to his charity. In fact, so great was his charity in Dwarka that even the spiritual kingdom, with all of its opulence of Chintamani, touchstone, desire trees, and Sarabi cows, was surpassed. In the spiritual kingdom of Lord Krishna, named Goloka Vrindavan, there are Sarabi cows which give unlimited quantities of milk. There are desire trees from which anyone can take all kinds of fruits as much as he may desire. The land is made of touchstone, which when touched to iron will transform it into gold. In other words, although in the spiritual kingdom, the abode of Krishna, everything is wonderfully opulent, still, when Krishna was in Dwarka, his charity exceeded the opulences of Goloka Vrindavan. Wherever Krishna is present, the limitless opulence of Goloka Vrindavan is automatically present. It is also stated that while Lord Krishna was living in Dwarka, he expanded himself into 16,108 forms, and each and every expansion resided in a palace with a queen. Not only was Krishna happily living with his queens in those palaces, but he was giving in charity from each palace an aggregate number of 13,054 cows, completely decorated with nice clothing and ornaments. From each of Krishna's 16,108 palaces, these cows were given daily. This means that 13,054 multiplied by 16,108 cows were being given in charity by Krishna every day. That's a lot of cows. It reminds me of, there's a passage in Chaitanya Bhagavat where Vrindavan Das Thakur is describing the march on the Qazi's house when the Muslim administrator was trying to stop the Sankirtan, and there was the protest march of the Vaishnavas and the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they marched on his house at night carrying torches. Vrindavan Das Thakur describes that there were so many people, he had no idea where they were coming from because there weren't anywhere near that number of people in Navadvip at the time. They were coming from all over the universe. They were coming from everywhere in this march. And he said there were millions and millions. He couldn't count. It was like vast ocean of people. It was the most amazing miracle. So when we hear that Krishna was giving in charity, 13,054 multiplied by 16,108 cows every day, can understand that something like that was going on, that these cows weren't just from planet Earth. They were coming, they were being supplied mystically. This was a mystical, very mystical. Everything Krishna does has this mystical quality, lifting a hill, like expanding himself. He's the supreme mystic. So he can do that. All these cows are coming from everywhere to be given in charity every day. He says, but that was the system of Krishna's daily affairs while he was reigning in Dwarka. So you can understand that the most recent incarnation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is Krishna, the same Krishna. And these activities, reading about here, were 5,000 years ago. But other activities, only 500 years ago, equally miraculous and unusual activities, were enacted 500 years ago when he appeared again as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas. It's a Godhead. There are different personalities in the appearance. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And the 30th one in this section of the book is religious. This is a quality of Krishna. He's religious. A person who personally practices the tenets of religion as they are enjoined in the Shastras, and who also teaches others the same principles, is called religious. Simply professing a kind of faith is not a sign of religiousness. One must act according to religious principles. By his personal example, he should teach others. Such a person is to be understood as religious. They teach by their behavior, how they act, is how they teach. When Krishna was present on this planet, there was no irreligion. In this connection, Narada Muni once addressed Krishna jokingly, quote, "My dear Lord of the cowherd boys, your bulls are the representation of religion. While eating grass from the pasturing ground and moving on their four legs, have certainly eaten up all the grass of irreligion." In other words, by the grace of Krishna, religious principles were so well cared for that hardly any irreligious activities could be found. So bulls are the representation of religion. And there are so many cows and bulls when Krishna was present that they had eaten up all the grasses of irreligion. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. There was no irreligion when Krishna is present. It is said that because Krishna was constantly performing various types of sacrifices and was inviting the demigods from the higher planetary systems, the demigods were almost always absent from their consorts. When different things happen here on this plane, there's reasons on a higher plane why. So this is a very interesting one. That, as I saying, Krishna was constantly performing sacrifices, and that inviting the demigods. So the demigods were very rarely home. They were always coming to these sacrifices. So therefore, the wives of the demigods, regretting the absence of their husbands, began to pray for the appearance of Lord Buddha, the 9th incarnation of Krishna in the age of Kali. In other words, instead of being pleased that Lord Krishna had come, they began to pray for Lord Buddha, who was the 9th incarnation, because Lord Buddha stopped the ritualistic ceremonies and sacrifices recommended in the Vedas in order to discourage animal killing. The demigods' wives thought that if Lord Buddha appeared, all kinds of sacrifices would be stopped, and thus their husbands would not be invited to the ceremonies and would not be separated from them. A lot going on there. They were performing, Hare Krishna. This, of course, this was after Lord Krishna left, because while Krishna was present, there was no irreligion and there was no unnecessary animal killing in the name of religion going on. But after Krishna left, then the wives of the demigods began to pray for the appearance of Lord Buddha to stop the sacrifices, which at that time had degraded into barbecues, basically. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Sometimes it is inquired, So they really, the wives of the demigods, real necessarily concerned about the poor animals. They just wanted their husbands to come home. But it solved two things at once: the appearance of Lord Buddha, he stopped the sacrifices, and then the demigods weren't away from home very much anymore. Sometimes it is inquired, why don't the demigods from higher planetary systems come to this Earth planet nowadays? The plain answer is that since Lord Buddha appeared and began to deprecate the performance of sacrifice in order to stop animal killing on this planet, the process of offering sacrifices has been stopped, and the demigods do not care to come here anymore. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. So chapter 22 is more qualities of Krishna, further explained. Chapter 22, qualities of Krishna, further explained. 31, heroic. A person who is very enthusiastic in military activities and expert in releasing different kinds of weapons is called heroic. Regarding Krishna's heroism in fighting, there is the following statement. My dear killer of the enemy, just as the elephant while taking bath in the lake destroys all the lotus stems within the water by swinging its trunk, so simply by moving your arms, which are compared to the trunks of elephants, you have killed so many lotus-like enemies. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Regarding Krishna's expertise in releasing weapons, when Jarasandha and 13 divisions of soldiers attacked Krishna's army, they were unable to hurt even one soldier on the side of Krishna. This was due to Krishna's expert military training. This is unique in the history of military art. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. 32, compassionate. A person who is unable to bear another's distress is called compassionate. Krishna's compassion for distressed persons was exhibited when he released all the kings imprisoned by Magadendra. While dying, Grandfather Bhishma prayed to Krishna and described him as the sun which eradicated darkness. The kings who were imprisoned by Magadendra were put into dark cells, and when Krishna appeared there, the darkness immediately disappeared, just as if the sun had risen. In other words, although Magadendra was able to imprison so many kings, upon the appearance of Krishna, they were all released. Krishna did this out of his sincere compassion for them. Compassionate. Krishna's compassion was also exhibited when Grandfather Bhishma was lying on a bed of arrows which had been shot through his body. While lying in this position, Bhishma was very anxious to see Krishna, and thus Krishna appeared there. Upon seeing the pitiable condition of Bhishma, Krishna began speaking with tears in his eyes. Not only was he shedding tears, but he also forgot himself in his compassion. Therefore, instead of offering obeisances to Krishna directly, devotees offer obeisances to his compassionate nature. Actually, because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is very difficult to approach him. But the devotees, taking advantage of his compassionate nature, which is represented by Radharani, always pray to Radharani for Krishna's compassion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 33. Respectful. A person who shows adequate respect to a spiritual master, a Brahmana, and an old person is to be understood as being respectful. Spiritual master, Brahman, and an old person. When superior persons assembled before Krishna, Krishna first of all offered respect to his spiritual master, then to his father, then to his elder brother Balaram. In this way, Lord Krishna, the lotus-eyed, was completely happy and pure at heart in all of his dealings. That was a short one. Respectful. Respectful to a spiritual master, respectful to a Brahmin, respectful to an old person. Another quality of Krishna is gentle. Any person who neither becomes impudent nor exhibits a puffed-up nature is called gentle. The example of Krishna's gentle behavior was manifested when he was coming to the arena of the Rajasuya sacrifice arranged by Maharaj Yudhisthira, Krishna's older cousin. Maharaj Yudhisthira knew that Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he was attempting to get down from his chariot to receive Krishna. But before Yudhisthira could get down, Lord Krishna got down from his own chariot and immediately fell at the feet of the king. Even though Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he never forgets to show social etiquette in his dealings. Maharaj Yudhisthira was an older family member, and this was gentlemanly behavior to, even though Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he dealt with his family member, Maharaj Yudhisthira, in that way. 35, another quality, liberal. Any person who is by his natural behavior very mild is called liberal. A statement by Uddhava after the Shamantaka jewel plundering confirms that Krishna is so kind and favorable that if a servitor is accused even of great offenses, Krishna does not take this into consideration. He simply considers the service that is rendered by his devotee. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. After the Shamantaka jewel plundering confirms that Krishna is so kind and favorable that if a servitor is accused even of great offenses, I'm not sure what that's referring to. I'm a little familiar with the pastime of the Shamantaka jewel, but it's not very specific here. But any person who by his natural behavior is mild is called liberal. 36, shy. A person who sometimes exhibits humility and bashfulness is called shy. As described in the Lalita Madhava, Krishna's shyness was manifested when he lifted Govardhan Hill by the little finger of his left hand. All of the gopis were observing Krishna's wonderful achievement, and Krishna was also smiling at seeing the gopis. When Krishna's glance went over the breasts of the gopis, his hand began to shake, and upon seeing his hand shake, all the cowherd men underneath the hill became a little disturbed. Then there was a tumultuous roaring sound, and they all began to pray to Krishna for safety. At this time, Lord Balaram was smiling, thinking that these cowherd men had been frightened by the shaking of Govardhan Hill. But seeing Balaram smile, Krishna thought that Balaram had understood his mind in observing the breasts of the gopis, and he immediately became bashful. Shy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna. Okay, so do this reading and Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Srila Gaur Haridas. Thank you, all the devotees. And Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Waiting on the mercy of the Lord. Jai Srimati Radharani. Jai Nityananda. Jai Gaur Hari. Hare Krishna, Jai Panchatattva. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.